Hello students, welcome back to ADP classes. So the next concept is about modifiers. So we are talking about the classes and functions, right? Earlier in the previous session we have taken addition of two values in the sense, see our values they are time units they are actually. So two time objects we have added and we have returned the time object as the return value, right? We have done the computation by taking three parameters or attributes you can say, namely hour, minute as well as second. So one particular case we have taken there. See, if you add two second values like 30 and 40, it will come as 70. 70 seconds should not be it is not a valid format. It is a general knowledge. You are aware of it, right? 70 second means what? 1 minute and 10 seconds. So once it crosses 60, we have to do some operations. We have to write some code for auto increment of minute by 1, right? Then balance second should be displayed. The same concept should be applicable even for the minutes as well. 30 and 40 minutes are added means it will show as a 70 minute. Earlier we had seen one example, one of its type, right? So 70 minute is not a valid format. So 4 hour 70 minute and 100 seconds, it's not a valid format, right? 70 minute is equal to what? 1 hour and 10 minute. Once the minute value crosses 60, we have to, what we have to do, we are supposed to update the hour by 1, right? So and balance minutes should be displayed, right? Sometimes it is useful for a function to modify the object it gets as a parameter. In that case, the changes are visible to the caller. Function that work with this way is called as modifier which lets the function to update slightly or modify to generate the result as per our required format, right? Then increment, which adds a given number of seconds to a time object, can be written naturally as a modifier. So here is the rough draft for the same definition of increment. So modifier, you are aware of. Increment means what? Auto increment, auto decrement and all you have studied earlier, right? Something similar to it. So increment by 1. We are writing a function, okay? Time and seconds as the parameter we are taking. So time of second will be added. How? Which is equal to time of second plus the second value, existed value. So if of time dot second is greater than or equal to 60, obviously it should be reset, right? Time dot second equal to 60 minus the existing value minus 60, that is reset the value and update the minute by 1. Time dot minute equal to time dot minute plus 1. The same is applicable for the hour as well. Okay, this can be done with the help of the increment function. That's it. The same operation what we have done earlier. Actually we have done this, we have included this as the part of the class, right? Definition add time as the part of the add time we have considered earlier. Now we are considering a separate modifier function, increment function, to perform the same operation. Okay, so this all depends on the programmer, okay, or programming style this comes under. It's not compulsory that you have to follow this style only, right? Whatever the way it may be, you have to get the accurate result, right? So prototyping versus planning, the general concept, okay? The development plan I'm demonstrating is called as a prototype and patch. Prototype and patch. First you decide what you want to do and accordingly you go for coding, right? Prototype and patch. And we have an alternative, designed development, in which high level insight into the problem can make the programming much easier. Okay, you can go through the link and all. So links and all given here. Okay, some Wikipedia link is given where you can go through the description of what is the design development and all, how it works and all you can find out. Okay, fine. have to see the concept of debugging. So a time object is well formed if the value of minute and second they are between in the range of 0 and 60, including 0 but not 60, please remember, and if hour is positive. So hour and minute should be integral value, but we might allow second to have a fraction part that is there, right? And one more thing, none of the values should be a negative. You cannot consider minus and all here, even though it is an integer, right? So requirements like this called as invariants because they should always be true, right? So what are the invariants now? All the numbers should be a positive integer values, including hour, minute and second. Hour and minute cannot be a fractional value, right? Please remember, it should be an integer, it cannot be an float or real value. But there is an option, there is a provision for second. You must have seen in digital clocks and all, right? Timer or stopwatch and all, where fractional part for the second can be considered. So fractional part for the second can be considered, so second format can be a floating point variable, right? Please remember, hour and minute should be an integer value. It should be a positive number, positive integer only. And even minute should be a positive number. No need to be or it's not compulsory that it should be an integer. It can be a fractional value as well. So these such type of requirement, so such type of requirements are called as invariants. So these invariants should be always true. Okay, to put it a different way, if they are not true, something has gone wrong, you can understand. Okay, so here you can go for testing. Here valid time is the um, function you are defining it, and it is taking object as the parameter. What is that object? Time object as the parameter. Obviously, what is time object? It contains three value, hour, minute and second. Okay, so definition of valid time. What is the definition of valid time you are doing? Please remember, after declaration of the class there should be a colon, after declaration of the function there should be a close there should be a colon, and in the next line there should be a tab space. Okay, this tab space stands for a part of the or body of the function. So there is an if statement. If time dot hour is less than 0, or time dot minute is less than 0, or time dot second is less than 0, so if any of the case is matched, if any of the case is matched, then what is to be written? You have to return false. So if time dot minute is greater than 0, or sorry, greater than 60, or time dot second is greater than 60, what is to be returned? Again you have to return false, otherwise return true. Okay, see here, see here. Okay, otherwise return true. Okay,